It was the late 50s when we got to Chicago. These amazing women, like the three women, my mother, my grandmother, and my great aunt. These women they were smart, beautiful, and they were strong women, and they protected me. And I could feel the love that they would project to me. I had so many girlfriends that were girlfriends, not girls that I wanted to sleep with or go with, but these were special girlfriends in grammar school and high school, and I would put on makeup and do my eyes. And back then, the eyebrow pencil was the thing, so I would do my eyes up. And before I get back to home, I had to take all that stuff off. And I forgot one day, and when I came in, my mother looked at me. She said, "You got eye makeup on." And I said, "No, I don't have no eye." She said, "I know eye makeup when I see it." I said, "Okay then." And she said, "Baby, you can't do that now. Wait till you get a little older." My mother, she would explain things to me. She said, "Boys, even men, are gonna wanna put their hands on you." And she said, "But if they do, please come to me and we can straighten it out." My mother sat down and she told me, she said, "Let me tell you something, baby. You are different." She said, "You got so many feminine ways in you," she said, "and I have to protect you." They were all protective of me because my great aunt, it tickled me. I was telling her about her grandchildren, and I remember one particular day in Chicago in Hyde Park, and it had to be around, I think in the 60s, 62 or 63. I remember coming down the street in a dress, and I was just cutting up coming down the street, just shaking and swinging hair. And I saw them coming toward me, so I ducked behind a car. And I felt so ashamed because I didn't want them to see me acting like that. So I told my great aunt, I said, I saw Michael coming down the street with his girlfriend, and I ducked behind a car. And she said, "Baby, why would you duck behind a car?" I said, "'Cause I didn't want them to know what I was and who I was." And she told me, "Oh, we already know about you and what you do and everything." She said, "You don't have to duck behind nobody's car." She said, "'Cause they love you no matter what." And I was so relieved. I sat there and I cried in her house. And she said, "Oh, baby, we're not ashamed of you." And I said, "Okay." That made me feel so secure about my life. And I thank my great aunt for that. And my grandmother, she was perfect too. My grandmother was a seamstress, so she sewed clothes, and she would sew clothes for male strippers, their G-strings and everything, and I'd be there in the house with her while she's doing it. And I'm saying to myself, "Oh my God, what is my grandmother doing? She's holding their, private parts and stitching up stuff on it." And I would say, "Grandma, why are you doing it?" She said, "I make my money, honey, and you just have to accept it." And I said, "Oh, my grandmother is just a freak." That's what I thought, I'm saying, "Oh." And she had one friend named Sonny, and Sonny was he was really sweet, and I'd see Sonny and I'd just crack up and laugh. And I would ask my grandmother, I said, "Do I act like him?" She said, "No, baby, you don't act like him." She said, "'Cause he's confused. He don't know if he wants to be a man or a woman." She said, "But you know what you are." And, and I love that because you are comfortable with yourself. if it wasn't for these women, I wouldn't be here today, because they showed me the way, you know. They really navigated my life until when I got grown to do what I wanted to do. I'm so grateful and thankful for them today, because I know they're up in heaven still looking down and worrying about me. Yeah, so I'm happy about that.